Hello everybody, welcome back to the OS World Cup 2023, round of 16. I'm Dolan and I'll be joined by Azer for this next match, the United States against Italy. Azer, how are you?
Hey, I'm pretty excited for this one actually, considering lots of good storylines, I would say, for both of these rosters. Italy showing a pretty notable performance last weekend in round of 32, right? Performing a lot better than I think a lot of people would expect them to see. And of course the USA doesn't really need an introduction, don't they?
Yeah, you know, they notably got through the round of 32 for the first time, squeaky clean with a 5-0. So they're riding high on the momentum. But Italy had to fend off quite the charge from New Zealand last week, Azer. All the way to tiebreak it went. Got the job done.
Yeah, by the skin of their teeth. I think we saw Chihuahua just show up on a tiebreaker. Not too sure if we're going to be seeing a tiebreaker. I'd be pretty amazed if we see a tiebreaker in this match. Let's just say that. But you know, you never know. If that does happen, you know they at least have that one player to show up, right? So pretty excited to see what they can show here. But also I think just on the USA side, right? It's a lot of people are saying this is probably the weakest the roster has seemed over the past couple of years, and I guess the qualifier results kind of also show that as well. So it's interesting that you bring up the fact that they 5-0'd last week, because you know all of these years that they've spent just completely dominating the tournament, you know they still managed to drop maps here and there, and they haven't yet. So wondering if that's going to happen today.
We can only wonder. We'll see how long that streak lasts. Rolls are in. The US will be banning first. It looks like they'll also be picking first here. Interesting. Italy electing to go for that second ban here.
Yeah, it's always a little bit of a tall order as well to figure out bans for both teams in this kind of situation, right? So, I mean, the USA is pretty notoriously well-rounded, so it's hard to target a specific weakness. They are going to go for free mod 2 though, Thought Crime out of the way, and the speed pick as well is gone from Italy's side. So maybe that says a little bit of a story about what they're planning on picking here on both sides, but pool's wide open. It's always interesting to see what they choose to go on first. You know, I like the first pick of the match. It always kind of dictates how things are going to go.
It's a good tone setter.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how the United States want to set the tone for this one. As you said, they're so well-rounded, it's kind of hard to cast the United States in a way that you can't really predict what they're going to do, unless it's blatantly obvious what they should do. And even then, sometimes they just do what they want.
I think the USA, what they like doing a lot is their first pick. Since, you know, a very long time now, they always like to go for a really weird, you know, like curveball first pick, like pick the precision map or something, like pick the low AR or something. Like they always like to do that. So what do they have this time?
They're looking at spreadsheets right now, looking for the least picked map of the pool. But they are running out of time here. I mean, they probably still have a decent amount of time left, but that timer can sneak up on you.
Yeah, they're usually a team that's super well prepared in here too, so I'm surprised they haven't picked already. The suspense is building.
It's killing me. No mod.
There it is. Okay, well here's your weird map that they're they're first picking, going for a funny little reading pick here. Pretty funny map if you haven't seen this one too much. It's got a bunch of perfect stacks. We don't see a lot of reading maps quite often, like just pure reading maps, because that's what this is, right? It's AR8, no mod. But there's not much mechanical difficulty in this. It's all just reading stacks. We've already seen a couple of great scores on this. I would, you know, like I said, I'm not really surprised that the USA went with this, considering what I just said about first picking a lot of weird things. This is pretty much the weirdest thing in the pool, so on brand for them.
Right as you were talking about it. And it's also one of the shortest, if not the shortest map in the pool here. 1 minute 39 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be over quick, and it'll be goofy. Star Command is in from K. Fiery, Bashi, Vaxi, and Rectagon for the United States against Kurochi, Shadow, Chihuahua, and Guilio.
Yeah, not that most people in this lobby, are pretty much everyone here is going to be able to play this just fine. But I think we're most notably looking at Bashi Man for this kind of pick, right? It is kind of their player for this kind of thing. But we're still early enough in the pool, difficulty-wise. It's pretty rare to be able to see a one-man carry. Really need everyone to pull up, and right at the start here, a couple of early misses on both sides. Already Italy down to only one. Actually, not even. Kurochi seems to have missed at the very beginning, so only 2 FCs on the board, because Fiery also missed at the very beginning. A little bit of an oopsie from everyone. No warm-up, but it seems like everybody has recovered a little bit here, so...
Yeah, just Bashi and Rectagon, the sole survivors, as we see a triple miss from Italy and the United States pulling away at the start of this one. Perfectly on brand from them. It's Bashi and Rectagon doing the damage.
Maybe this is just an extremely well-researched pick, because Italy is not playing this one at the same level as Bashi Man and Fiery are.
And yeah, I was about to say, even Fiery and Vaxia, they've recovered quite nicely with some supporting combos here. Rectagon will finally miss, so only 1 FC on the board.
Oh my, 1 million already.
And
this is a score gap and a half. What is
things
this?
Can get out of hand quickly. And
Bashi!
No, is gonna fail, but thankfully plenty of time to recover here. And
that's it, he's failed. Void his score.
It's over. Even then, it wouldn't be enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, Fiery just in the background here. Just that one miss at the very that one as well.
There you go.
We got the one miss at the very beginning and one more at the end, but other than that, fantastic performance from them. 1.7 million score gap. That is a 2v4 from the USA, and I don't think there's a better way to open your match than this.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all you could say about that. That's a huge score gap, and wow.
To be fair, though, I mean, this is such a weird out there map. I don't think it's meaningful of anything. It's just, hey, they see a free point on this one, they took it. Now Italy can play the real maps in the pool. Let's see what else they go. But
it's okay. Moving on.
Like that one. So.
If you're Italy, I think you just get that next pick in there immediately. Forget about that.
Oh yeah. Man, Italy's had such great performances too last week, so I hope they get to show that a little bit here. But that map was just not the one for them to do it on. And I think they know it too. I don't think it's much of a mental debuff when you lose a specific niche pick like that. If you leave it open, you just have to accept that. Maybe you will lose it by 1.7 million, and maybe that's okay. What do they have cooking now?
It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile, winning is winning. So don't sweat it, and move on to the next pick, and I'm sure that's exactly what they've done. They're taking their time, they're looking at their spreadsheets now. But it is important to note here that this is a very important pick here for Italy. You got to get off on the right foot here against a team like the United States in round of 16.
Yeah, they might have lost that one by an inch or a mile, but I think they're looking to teach the USA what the fuck a kilometer is. And they've got their first pick here going for the Hard Rock 2. That's going to be pretty interesting. I would definitely take a look at some of these players as being pretty strong on this one, right? They've shown a lot of pretty great performances on this kind of thing outside of OWC. So hopefully they can show up on this one.
All right. But yeah, they got that pick in just in the nick of time there. Hard Rock 2. And we see a lot of substitutions here for the Americans. And I think that's kind of what you...
They've kind of got a great pool of players to play around with here, right? So I think we might be seeing a lot of that for them.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a common theme here.
I think that's always a great thing, too, when a lot of your team is super well-rounded. if you're not feeling super good on one specific thing on that given day, you know, you can just get a replacement. And if you're a lower seeded team here, like Italy is, and you know, comparatively, they may not have the ability to afford that kind of thing, right? Like they might have a couple of star players here that kind of just have to play everything. So I think we'll be seeing a lot of them. I mean, we already have here, right? Shadow Modoko, Kirochi, and Chihuahua, most notably, I think are going to be playing almost every map. On their side here, we are going to be seeing Cheeto Blast and Window Life come in. And who is the fourth? It's going to be Rectagon, looks like.
So 2 substitutions for the Americans. 1 for Italy, BGM checking in for their first map of the match. All right, time to see if the Americans can learn the metric system, as you so eloquently put it.
There's only one way to say that one.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not gonna lie. I just feel, as the American, disappointed it wasn't me. You got me on that one. But here we go, round 2. Canada 1, US nothing. The intro on this one. Look at that CS size.
Yeah, there's also quite a short map here. Probably the second shortest map of the pool. We did just play the first one, but this one's slightly over 2 minutes early on, though. Kirochi and Shadow Modoko showing a couple of unfortunate misses here, giving USA a little bit of a lead early on, as everybody's been able to hold.
Yeah, aside from Cheeto Blast, but it was a very early miss, so it's basically nearly 4 FCs. Rectagon is going to drop, traded by Shadow Modoko and BGM. Ooh, Window Life returns 1. But it's Fiery against Chihuahua right now. It's a battle of the supporting combo, and Italy kind of has a chance here to stabilize the gap and maybe start to rebuild some things, but Shadow Modoko going down once again.
We're getting to the second half here at the break. USA with a pretty sizable lead. I mean, with the people that you'd expect to be doing really good on this one. Fiery's got... Oh, okay. Fiery's... Right. I was going to say, he's kind of known for these precision picks, but that jump might have been a little bit too much right off the break, too. That's really unfortunate. So now...
Laser 2, Fiery 0.
Okay, and Arj with the massive shakes here. What is going on? And he was really holding it there, but it's a little bit too much. I mean, a shake like that on this kind of map is just going to destroy your score here. And unfortunately, kind of had a chance to take it back, but I mean, USA is kind of recovered now, and they're just going to keep growing that lead despite Fiery's miss earlier on. And I think this map's already a little bit over here. Another massive lead for the USA on this one.
Yeah, it was a bit closer until Italy ran into that, basically a team wipe at the end there. And with the Americans holding support combos, I just shot that score bar over to the left. 950,000 points in favor of them, 2-0. And now the Americans will have the next pick.
Oh, immediately. All right. Now that's the USA that I'm used to seeing. They just got a plan. They're just gonna go right ahead, pick this immediately. Having a pretty strong showing for them at the start here. Not many oopsies really, not much to fault them on. And considering how well they've performed on that first gimmick pick, this being more or less similar, right? It's just another AR8 pick. I think they've recognized their, their strong points in this match. Maybe one of many, but it seems to be the one that they're going to be focusing on for now. We'll see who Italy wants to bring in for this one. I think so far we haven't seen that many great scores on this. A lot of teams struggling to put up 4 players with high scores, considering how long this pick is, right? It's pretty easy to find people that are going to play it, but being able to hold combo on this for 4 minutes is kind of a tall order in round of 16. We've seen a lot of players say that this pick is also probably the hardest, if not at least a stage too hard. So that's another aspect that they could be looking to profit over here, considering they're probably the strongest team here. They know that, so they're going to go for one of the harder picks. we'll see how it goes.
But as you said, it's going to be that length of time, nearly 4 minutes of hidden, that's really going to potentially be an issue for Italy here. Maybe even the Americans here, but I mean, when you're forced to put 3 people in for nearly every single map, having to switch between mods, you know, if hidden's not your mod, that's just unfortunate.
Ryuzaki coming in saying, hold on, I might get the first D rank of the tournament.
I like the confidence. But
Have we at least, I think we've seen a C rank, right? I know we've seen Bs on the Scub Domino map last week.
And okay, a bunch of misses here to start this one off. 2 for Italy, 1 for the United States. Very early misses. It's going to be an accuracy advantage. And Shadow Motoko is going to fall off the stream there, and it's rough. It is rough, man.
This is a little bit of a slaughter.
Only Bashi, man, with any combo.
Honestly,
Ryuzaki, and there he goes. Never mind.
I mean, those accuracies on USA at the start also not that great. 97 already being the highest one here, but I mean, now that they get a little bit of a slow section, it's gonna recover a little bit, but a lot of issues at the start of that one.
That kind of worries me, though, because if you're a hidden player, you know, it's really important to kind of get in rhythm early, especially on a longer map. With everyone kind of dying, we'll have to see how they settle back in.
At least for the time being, Ryuzaki is comfortably sitting at the B rank. Might be an A, actually. I'm not sure if that's going to be an overperformance considering he was spoiling a D rank, but he's nowhere close to that.
Takedo and Ryuzaki going to trade. Chihuahua going down as well as Shadow Motoko. Only Kurochi with combo, traded by Fiery. It's Bashi and Rectagon, over 200. These slow sections now. Always got to watch for the shaky aim.
Yeah, as long as Bashi keeps this going, there's very little that Uli can really do, and all right.
That
was on
4 United States 0.
Nah.
Down goes Bashi. A double miss, though, so traded by Italy. I don't think that's going to pose a huge problem here for the United States as long as they can hold combo, but there goes Takedo and Fiery Rage. Rectagon is on 500 combo right now.
Yeah, that was fairly inconsequential, at least. There's not much on the side of Italy here firing back here, so I think they can afford a couple of misses like that. I mean, Rectagon is recovered quite well as well from the beginning.
And this is starting to get into that territory of the point of no return here for Italy. Even if the Americans had a complete team miss, they would need to hold through to the end. And the United States just not finding many misses outside of that one from Fire Rage.
I'd kind of like to see the comparison of this team score for the USA compared to other, top seed teams. Just out of curiosity, because I mean, at the moment, 0 FCs. I mean, Rectagon had an early miss. I want to say that you kind of expect at least one from the USA,
Yeah,
but not gonna matter too much. I mean, this is leading up to be an 800k difference, so
the intro just claimed everyone's souls here.
Oh yeah,
and that is going to be a 700k win for the United States. 3-0. Italy with the next pick.
Okay, now there's no more air8.
Now all the goofy stuff is gone. We're good.
I think.
Maybe.
Bashi here and Rectagon showing up pretty big on this one. Supposedly this map's quite hard, but 600k compared to everyone else. And what do you answer now? The precision pick didn't work.
I mean, I feel like it's got to be either potentially a free mod or a no mod. Just because the Hard Rock pick didn't go your way at all. I mean, Hidden didn't go your way. You banned Double Time.
Yeah, and it is potentially their last pick here as well, right? So I'm not sure what they have in mind. I would say maybe something like a no mod 1 for them. No, it is going to be DT1, your standard mechanic pick by well-known artists such as Motley Crue. You know, I just want to point that out because
it's been noted.
Sorry, guys, we can't do anything about that one.
Oh man! But this one, another long map here.
This is honestly okay. This is pretty funny because this is kind of an American song, right? Like, if you're ever gonna get like an American song in the World Cup, I feel like it's got to be something like this, you know?
Yeah, definitely that classic rock. There's not too many classic rock songs out there.
But it's Italy picking this one.
I guess they're trying to kickstart their hearts. They got to get something started here. Nearly 5 minutes long, nearly tiebreaker length.
I think that would be before DT.
Oh yeah, that's before.
Yeah,
right? This is DT. Yeah, that's right.
I'm not sure.
I think you gotta wait till it loads for to change the number. I was gonna say that'd be pretty nuts. 4 minutes of double time. And apparently, some math homework getting solved here in the game chat.
Going to be seeing Ancino coming in. Going to be their first map played in this match.
Healthy rotation from Italy on that 4th player slot. But as you said, Azer, it's been Shadow, Kirochi, and Chihuahua for Italy this entire match.
I hate to say it, but picking DT1 against these 4 players, just looking at the names, is such a scary thing. You're like, I'm playing DT against Vaxe, Wuchi, and Window Life. I don't know, man.
I guess they figure if they're going out with a bang, and they want to challenge the best. Having this for Avancino there. And there you see, map is 3 minutes long after double time. Still fairly lengthy as far as DT is concerned. And very interesting to see. It's only a 25k lead for the Americans. Just early miss from Arancino. The accuracy, though, keeping things close. That second miss from Arancino is going to change things.
Hey, but a trade from Window Life. All things considered, this has so far been probably their closest map. So maybe a decent pick for them. It's only 50k at the start here. Still 3 FCs on each side.
Yeah, it's definitely the best launch Italy's had on a beat map this entire match. Matching the Americans quite nicely here. And that gap is actually getting a little smaller, Azer. That number's going down.
Oh, okay.
No. And that favors Italy. That's another FC down. And Italy taking the lead. Window Life down again. Right at the halfway mark.
Okay. This break, though. You know, this lead is not a safe lead. But we do have 3 FCs still.
It's not a safe lead, but Italy are about to bank some serious points here if those FCs can hold. so far, so good. Coming up on the final quarter of the map. It's about 45 seconds on the clock. Oh, Arancino again.
That's fine. That's fine. It's going.
Yeah, it's not the one that matters. These FCs really putting in work here. Vaxi goes down, and that may be it.
That's crazy that this is the map they pull it off on.
Unbelievable.
Italy.
The Motley Crow DT1. They had to get something started, Azer. How about that for a kickstart? And it's not even a close... It's not like it's a hotly contested one. They're winning by 500K.
Yeah, really just showing up here. Oh, all right.
Ochi! No!
Italy with the 4 mil, though. All right. I think we found where the kilometer is.
And that gap will settle at 500K even, and yep.
They're putting up a fighting chance here, so handing USA their first map loss of the tournament. I wouldn't expect it to be on this one, though.
I mean, that's really impressive from Italy, especially when you think about the maps that have been played before that, Azer. You had 2 of the goofiest maps in the pool that were short. Then you had a lengthy hidden map into that, a lengthy DT. And the United States, oddly enough, are going to pick the remaining double time map. I mean, I guess it's not odd when you have that roster, but...
That's going to be a little bit of a different style of map here. Finding a lot of burst, but still a non-existent, or rather an existent amount of aim in this. They at least have to feel pretty good about the previous map, right? Riding that high might be a little bit important for Italy here. I think if there's probably a map that they can do good on following that one, hopefully it'll be this one, as long as they can all keep up with the speed, right?
Yeah, and you know, when you also think about what that point really means for Italy, it's guaranteed them another pick in this match.
That's true, yep.
So definitely an opportunity to get something rolling if they can perform well on this double time point, get a break point. They'll have a chance to tie this match up. As you can see, it's all about that 4th player now for both teams. And the US not going to change anything. They'll keep Vaxei, Rectagon, Cheeto Blast, and Window Life in.
Still deciding on the 4th player here.
It is going to be Arancino.
Okay. Gets a little bit of a redeeming chance. It's always not the greatest feeling when when you're the only miss on your team, even though you've won. You know, it's like I helped. The other 3 people FC'd, but I was here. So hopefully, for Arancino's sake, they get to try again and show us that they can play here. Because I mean, Italy, if they want to have a chance at this, you know, 2 maps down now, I think they do have to show up pretty big on this one, as they did again, right?
Absolutely, and I definitely think that the United States picking into DT here is a blessing in disguise for Italy, although it is a different DT map. I mean, you're riding high off a DT win. You can put together a good performance. You can really make some magic happen. Some opening trades here from Vaxei and Chihuahua, Arancino as well.
Yeah, a couple of misses here and there, but already the accuracy difference is very significant here. Low 90s on the side of Italy here, almost 100K already.
Yep, and Chihuahua going down again. Italy's going to be looking to combo game, but for that they're going to need some help from the Americans. Quarter of the way through, they're still looking good.
Top 100 from Kama. That's really impressive.
Don't want to jinx anything there, but that is pretty insane. But as you said, Azer, this a much different beast than the previous double time pick, and you could tell just watching it play out. So far, the United States still looking very comfortable on this 300K. Right at the halfway mark, will anybody get score capped? This would be where Italy wants the Americans to miss.
Just does not seem to be happening here. Oh!
And there's one from Cheeto Blast, but they're going to need far more help than that. Yeah, they need at least another one to go down pretty quickly. And Motoko and Kirochi holding good combos, but again, they're just being negated by Window Life and Rectagon, and then there's Vaxei.
Yeah, the accuracies here, pretty interesting to look at here. I mean, I think this really, the fact that Vaxei and most of the other Italian players just have such low accuracies really puts in context how crazy the 99 is.
Yeah, and there goes an FC from Window Life, traded by Audenchino, but Audenchino had already missed. But I think it's safe to say Italy are going to need the United States to completely collapse in order to win this point here. Oh,
yeah,
that score gap
it's just too late.
Yeah, too little, too late. The United States going to advance to match point. Make it 4-1. Italy will have at least one more say-so in this match, though. They get the next pick.
That one, at least, they definitely fought for it. You know, relatively, compared to the other points that USA has won, that one was relatively close, actually. Just a couple of misses here and there. And they do get that extra pick that they've earned themselves from the win earlier.
Now we're going to find out how confident they are in the game plan. I mean, this map pool is wide open, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout called here.
I think they dropped the... oh, okay. I was going to say no mod 1, but this works too. There's not really a precedent for this one that was played. This is Hard Rock Tech. So not much tech played at all. Actually, none at all whatsoever played so far.
We're going to change things up a little bit. It'll be BGM checking back in for the Italians. And you have to wonder if it will be Kirochi stepping back in for Italy.
Well, they do bring in BGM, which also hasn't played a map so far.
I think.
Did they?
I think they played one.
I saw their name earlier, but I think that they dropped from the lobby.
Oh, they might have. I might be getting baited here. But if they did play one, it was like the first map of the match.
Yeah.
And it is going to be Kirochi checking back in. For the Americans, Rectagon, Fire Rage joining Cheeto Blast and Vaxei. All right, 3.5 minutes of Hard Rock Tech coming up.
Yeah, it is now fight or die for Italy. They can't afford to lose anymore. However, you know, there is still that that losers bracket. This is a winners bracket match, so definitely not over for them, even if they happen to lose this match. They've got a couple more chances here.
Early miss from BGM, it looks like. Aside from that, nothing much really to separate these two teams. Just maybe a slight AC advantage for the Americans, aside from the combo loss of BGM.
No, we haven't. Oh. I was gonna say we barely even started the map yet. Should be starting up soon, but oh, that last slider there, that's just really unfortunate.
Yeah, that last section claimed Fiery and Chihuahua. Chihuahua at the very ending of it. Cheeto Blast is going to go down as well. BGM trades, but BGM had already fallen. There's only 2 major combos on each side. Vaccine Rectagon still in the FCs with Shadow Motoko. Hirochi with the backing combo, but it's advantage USA.
Oh, okay, that's not so good though. Shadow Motoko finding a miss here. The last remaining full combo, while USA still has 2 standing, despite the Italian players being able to recover a little bit here. It might not be enough. The lead is just shooting over.
Yep, and at this point they're going to need Vaccine and Rectagon to miss ASAP and then start building essentially, and that might not even be enough. There is still half of the map to play, but you need those FCs to drop, and that is not the miss they needed. Vaccine Rectagon. Italy's fate in their hands, and it looks like time could be running out for the Italians to make a comeback. They need a miss from both of them.
Even then, I don't think there's enough to come back here. I mean,
yeah, that is 500,000 points, Azer. You could be right. This one could be over already. But the misses are just not coming out from Vaccine Rectagon. Into the slider section. Everybody hitting it. Trade from Fire Rage and Kurochi, but it matters not. All eyes on the FCs at this point.
Yeah, and they look so comfortable on this, actually. Not much to do against that. You know, Shadow Monaco and Chihuahua still have recovered very well, but...
And Vaccine will go down.
Yep. And that's going to be it for Italy for this one. USA going to be taking this one 5-1.
And the United States will win that one by a margin of, yes, you see it, 727,000. Go wild, Twitch chat.
Oh, no.
I mean, they were going to see it.
All right, cut the tapes. Cut the
cut the VODs.
New screen, new screen. Yes, thank you. All right, the USA finding a win here in round of 16. And now, they're going to be facing against Canada next week. That's going to be
I was about to say,
pretty
is it
interesting.
11 seed? Yeah. That,
a bit of an odd quarterfinal match. I mean, Canada having just beaten Germany as well, so that's going to be a pretty interesting path for them. Germany and then USA. That's certainly going to be an amazing match next week. Make sure that we all tune into that one. And of course, it's not over yet for Italy. They're going to be dropping down to the losers bracket. I don't think their opponent's been determined yet, but surely by the end of the week we will have that figured out.
And I think the final match, we're actually going to find out within the next hour.
That's right, yeah.
It's going to be the loser of Poland-Brazil, I believe, but that is going to be our final match of the week in 20 minutes. And oddly enough, Azer, this is a rematch of the round of 16 last year. These two teams played in the round of 16.
Poland and Brazil,
stage,
yeah.
Poland and Brazil.
I mean, I can kind of see it. That's typically where they end up in terms of seeding. Pretty excited to see Poland though, as the matches progress and the pools get harder. A lot of people are hyping up Poland to be a strong contender for the win this year, and I think it's been a long time since people have been saying that about this team, right? It's always been like a pretty safe bet that this team's going to end up top 8 somewhere, but I think for the first time in a long time here, looking good for them. So definitely a good match to tune into. Don't go anywhere. It's only going to be in 20 minutes, and we'll see you soon.
Bye bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. 2023 OS World Cup round of 16 action. I'm Doland, and I lost Azer, but I found this one guy outside. Seemed like he wanted to cast. He had some spreadsheets and numbers. This one guy.
Hey, how's it going? What is up?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Glad to have you aboard here for the final match of the weekend, T1G. Round of 16, Poland, Brazil. A rematch of the round of 16 last year.
Yeah, a matchup that on paper looks a little bit like David versus Goliath here. Poland 5-0 last year in round of 16. If you go all the way back to 2017, they won the same matchup 6-1 in the quarterfinals that year. So historically, has not been the greatest matchup for Brazil, but that's why we play the matches, right? You can't just go by what happens on paper, or else Brazil probably wouldn't even be here in the winner's bracket this week in the first place, pulling off a big upset last week in round of 32 against France. So definitely some confidence for them, and I think looking to make a splash here, it would be a pretty massive upset, and it would be a pretty crazy one to see, but who knows? Anything is possible here in round of 16.
No, I think a lot of people have predicted a 5-0 on Pick'ems, so Brazil looking to at least spoil some Pick'ems. At the bare minimum, we'll see if they can do just that. The roll's coming in now.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough ask. I mean, being honest and being objective, Poland won in the qualifiers 10 out of 11 compared scores, and that by an average of over 900,000 points. Last week, they won 2 out of the 3 compared maps, with the only one that Brazil won being DT1, which they were the top score of the entire week on. So perhaps a ban for Poland here. The DT1 want to get rid of that kind of comfy, casual aim from this pool. Don't give Brazil the more straightforward maps. It's instead going to be DT2. What?
Okay.
Poland won DT2 if you compare their scores from last week by 750,000 points. I'm not really sure I get that ban, not going to lie.
Interesting choice there, but that was banned last match, DT2, so Poland going to snipe it as well, and Brazil are going to ban Hidden 2. Poland first up to pick. And
go ahead.
I was going to say, with a ban like that, that makes you wonder where they're even going to go with their first pick. They might have a totally different game plan than what we expect.
Yeah, I really anticipated Poland to want to pick into kind of tapping and speed, but they might instead want to go more into stuff like in the gimmick variety, whereas Brazil may want to pick, kind of the aim mechanics, which there aren't a whole lot of in this pool, but there's a couple of choices to them. Poland first pick could just be something reading, and there it indeed is. It's going to be Nomad 4. So we're going to go low AR Nomad overlap reading pick.
Wait a minute. Isn't this how we started the last match? What's going on here? Same hands and everything? Wait a minute. Yeah,
Poland is just following the USA script, I guess. And if that means that we end up with a 5-1 instead of a 5-0 score, so be it. I like this pick. This is the sort of pick that generally goes well for higher seeds versus lower seeds. A lot of the time, lower seeds have trouble filling out full rosters for these gimmicky, very tricky low AR reading picks. So when you've got a Polish roster with players like Malashevsky who are extremely confident on maps like this, you can definitely see where they're coming from with this as a first pick.
Yeah, and we saw in the last match, a pick like this, just awkward reading off the start. It's a great way to really kind of throw the lower seeded team out of rhythm from the get-go. To really just establish some momentum. You can see Zubs checking in. Had a stellar performance for Brazil last week against France.
Yeah, Zubs, I think, is going to be a really important member of this team here for Brazil. He top scored 4 out of their 7 maps last week. And did all right as a kind of fill player on 2 of the other maps that he was in for. Definitely need to see more of that from him this week if they want to have, any sort of chance in this match at all. Korean Moloko likewise plays pretty much everything. That's another kind of, I think they're 2 closest to perma lobby players on this Brazilian roster. Need them both to do really well.
So some name changes for the Polish roster, as some of you may have figured out. That is Malashevsky in the top left corner, Sigma 2115.
Yep, the other is being, you have Sigma Ma, which is Nahus, and you'll see at some point probably in this match, let me go find his name, Tomas Schick, which is Kasia Barvika. So, yeah, the couple name changes there for Poland to keep an eye out on. But we're going to get into things here. Map number 1 to start things off. Poland's first pick, Malszewski Mustache, Bartek Michny in for Nomad 4, Izzy, Zubs, Liraman, and Korean Malako for Brazil. Yeah, like you said, the same first pick as we saw out of the United States last match against Italy, and Poland hoping it goes equally well for them here.
Nearly 100 seconds long, this one, but it is 100 seconds of the most awkward reading you've seen here. Liraman with an early drop for Brazil, as well as Izzy. Advantage Poland.
And as we said, this is going to frequently be a map where lower seeded teams just have trouble filling out a full roster. You might see 1 or 2 players doing well for those squads, but the third and the fourth and sometimes third and fourth players are going to struggle quite frequently. And there's Liraman with another break. Zub's gone, as well as Korean Malako. It is all falling apart very quickly for Brazil. This is feeling a lot like what happened to Italy last match against the United States, where it's a triple FC for Poland still alive, with only Bartek breaking against 0 full combos from Brazil.
Once again, it's getting very ugly very fast here. Korean Malako going down again. 3 FC still holding for Poland. And this one may already be in the books here at the halfway mark.
Yep, not a lot to do at this point if you're Brazil other than hope and pray. You've got Malaszewski and Michny still on the SSs. You've got Mustache still on what is a 1 or 2 100 FC. Bartek recovering the combo as the breaks have just come too frequently for Brazil. Another example of that low seed team just not having a great time on this. It's going to be a very ugly final score here if this holds. It's going to look like over 1 million points. Poland looking really strong on their first pick here.
Yep, this match starting off basically in the same fashion as the last one. A dominating win here on Nomad 4 for Poland. 1-0. Brazil, we'll see how they respond.
And is it going to be a double SS? It is. By the way, we quietly ignored it, so it could happen. Didn't want to make mention of it there at the end, but it occurred. It is Malaszewski Michny with the double SS. That is not something you see every day. Very impressive stuff from them. Mustache, unfortunately, with the break 10 combo from the end, but man, that is a heck of a team score.
Poland's worst score was better than all of the Brazilian players.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Dominance personified there. But Brazil now, they can move on from that. That's the weird gimmicky AR8 reading pick. They may have known how that one was going to go, and they're going to instantly counter with free mod 2. You know, I take it back. We didn't see Hidden 2 banned last match. We saw this map banned by the United States. Thought crime.
Yeah, and this is kind of what I was thinking Brazil would come into this match and want to pick into. Fairly simplistic, straightforward aim map. Decently long, so it's going to be a consistency challenge as well. 4 minutes of 200 BPM, slightly awkward aim, but for the most part, pretty comfortable for most of these players at this level. Just a couple of those aim patterns in the key eyes to watch out for, the slow slider at the end of the bridge to watch out for, and then, of course, that big stream heading into the last key eye, where we've seen plenty of players trip up. But this is going to be more or less a comfy aim pick for a lot of these players, and this is the sort of thing you do see these low seeds picking against the high seeds, right? You want to pick into stuff that more players are likely to be comfortable on, and that's going to be something like this free mod 2, which is somewhat akin to, a hidden 1 or a no mod 1, where it's pretty straightforward for the most part. We will see really nothing comparable to this last week for these teams. Brazil played free mod 1 and free mod 2, but you really can't judge those against this map. Very dissimilar. Brazil played the Nomad 1 last week, which is, the generic aim pick, did pretty well in it. Played the DT1 last week, again, a very generic aim pick, did quite well in that, of course, top scoring the entire week. So you can see where they're coming from, wanting to come into this and pick a comfy aim roster map. And Izzy, Zubs, Liraman, and Korean Malako to all be staying in to try to get an early, solid first pick on the board for themselves after really just getting shellacked on Poland's first pick.
And we see the substitutions coming in now. Nahus, Sigma Ma checking in for Poland. They're waiting on a fourth to join Mustache and Malaszewski. It's going to be Michny checking back in.
Yeah, Poland is a team where pretty much on maps like this, just about anybody can come in and do well. May have expected a Kasia Barvika for a map like this that's comfy aim, but he's also in for a lot of speed stuff, so not necessarily 100% overlap. Mustache, of course, a really strong aim player, but really, this whole team is just strong on aim, and there is going to be the slightest overmod. It's going to be Hidden Hard Rock for Malashevsky, of course, a noted Hidden Hard Rock player in solo, hidden only on Nahus versus the Hidden on Learman and Hard Rock on Korean Maluko. Pretty expected mods here, and I think, gonna look at Malashevsky on the HDHR, gonna look at Zubs, a very important player for Brazil, looking to lock down the Nomad FC over there.
Absolutely. Korean Maluko taking up the Hard Rock for Brazil, and Izzy is also nomading with Zubs. Liramine taking up the Hidden. An early miss for Izzy.
Yeah, with this being as long as it is, those early misses aren't going to be the end of the world, but hopefully they don't belie a lack of consistency or confidence in this aim pick. We'll see how it goes through the rest of the way as we get through that quick intro section, just the one miss. Poland, of course, a little bit of mod advantage, and Malashevsky advantage, you could say, as he has become, kind of that legend status as a player. It's a bit of a mental debuff, I think, for other teams, and a mental buff for his own team. You got him in on HDHR, you expect him to pull out an FC pretty comfortably, and that is, very helpful to the confidence.
Yeah, but also a single miss could change everything there. The dangers of the overmod. But so far, the player's handling it well. No misses since the opening one from Izzy. And that score gap is only 35k. Korean Maluko is going to be the next miss. Quite a big one. Oh, Izzy and Liramine as well. That is critical. And now things going to get out of hand here unless we see some drops from Poland, T1G.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, we're only a quarter of the way through. There is that break from Malashevsky, so a little surprising. The HDHR not working out for him, but that's the first miss for Poland. So it's not the end of the world with 3 FCs still intact against just the one of Zubs. Like I said, needs to hold down that Nomad FC over for Brazil, and he is doing so quite comfortably, but he is being matched evenly by Michny, and with Nahus and Mustache holding on to the FCs as well, Brazil's got their work cut out for them to try to bring this back. A third of the way through, a 200k lead on a 4-minute map is notable.
Yeah, they needed to see at least 1 or 2 more misses. At least 2 of those 3 FCs from Poland need to fall for Brazil to get back into this one. Approaching that halfway mark, we'll see if anyone gets score capped.
Yeah, gotta watch out. You come back into these KIs, the aim comes back in a little bit, a couple of longer streams as well here and there, so hopefully everybody can hold through just fine. And in we go. Next KI, one of these big geometric aim patterns. Nobody tripped up. Everybody looking pretty comfortable, except there is the break from Izzy.
Poland just looking so comfortable on this through the difficult sections, not allowing Brazil any opportunity to claw their way back into this one.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're holding on to a triple FC, there's just not a lot the opposition can do. Unfortunately, Izzy not having the greatest time down below 300k, and Korean Maluko Liruman, 150k behind the FC players themselves. So Brazil looking like this one might be a little bit doomed, unfortunately, as the score gap crests the 500k mark. It would really require Poland full resetting in this quiet bridge section, maybe getting slow slidered or something for Brazil to have any sort of chance. And even then, it's a tall mountain to climb.
Yeah, they do have combo, but like you said, they need a triple miss from Mustache, Michny, and Nahus, and they would need that right now.
And Michny, after just shy of 2,000 total combo in this first 2 maps, does drop his first 100. Bit of a shame there. We will not be able to hold on to the SS, but the FC still intact, and that's what matters most. As here we go, the big aim section into that big stream. Let's see if it catches anybody out.
Liramine goes down, but all eyes on the side of Poland as Nahus will go down with Malashevsky. But now it's Mustache, and Michny goes down. It's only Mustache.
Yeah, those breaks are notable, but unfortunately, Brazil only has the 1 FC on Zubs. They've got some backing combo on Izzy and Korean Maluko, but once you're down by 700k, I mean, the damage has long since been done. Poland did more.
They ate up 100k like that, T1G.
Yeah.
If they had just, oh man. They had the backing combo, as you said, just not enough time. You can't let them get that big of a score margin, and that's going to be a 2-0 lead for Poland.
Yeah, and it's not going to look as crazy as it could have with only the 1 FC coming out of Mustache, thanks to the breaks on that stream, and the early miss from Malashevsky and breaking again on the stream as well. But, you know, once you get a big lead through the middle and once you've got opponents that are at 450k and 500k, it's just damage done, job done, breakpoint occurred.
Funny enough, it's actually going to be Zubs taking the MVP by like 60 points.
Oh, wow. That is, 989324 versus 989284.
That is 40 points.
40 points.
40 points.
Yeah, exactly identical accuracy for Zubs and Mustache, those Nomad players doing their jobs. And let's see. 284324, yep. Just the location of the hundreds, I suppose. And now Poland, breakpoint in hand, looking to consolidate. They're going to pick what is one of the harder maps in this pool, the Nomad 3 here. This alt pick is really challenging.
Going for the skill cap picks. Makes sense when you are the higher seed.
Yeah, this is, kind of akin to picking the Nomad 4 first, where it's just a map where you're expecting your opponents to have some difficulty to maybe not be able to fill out a strong, full roster. Neither of these teams played last week's Nomad 3, so we don't have data, kind of in a direct matchup there. Nomad 3 in qualifiers, Poland was the superior team by nearly 1 million points, 900k plus there. This is quite a challenging Nomad 3. It's got plenty of snap aim, some kind of awkward aim patterns, and of course those expanding wiggle patterns, which we've seen catch a lot of players out over the course of the weekend, all to watch out for over the course of this pick.
And we see Malashevsky, Rafal, Nahus, Michny for Poland. Defons, Zubs, and Korea Maliko waiting on a fourth. It'll be the first map for Rafal.
The artist formerly known as Ypan, coming in for his first pick of this particular match here on map number 3. As you said, Defons, Zubs, it's going to be Izzy and Korean Maluko, so we're seeing a decent amount of similar players. Defons coming in for his first map after the first 2 picks were the same 4 players for Brazil. And GLHS coming out, so it looks like we should be getting going into this one pretty quickly. Poland looking to defend the break point and consolidate it for a 3-0 lead with one of the more tricky maps in this pool. I like this pick for them a lot.
It's definitely a calculated pick. And there is the start command, round number 3.
Yeah, and this would be a pretty massive break point. Brazil going to do their best on it, but you got to think Poland's roster on a map like this is going to be really strong. Malashevsky, obviously one of the great alt players, both on Flow and Snap alt out there. Michny has looked really strong in the first couple picks. We'll see what Ypan and Nahus can do on this as well. Maybe Brazil can put up a little bit more of a supporting combo for Zubs if he decides to absolutely pop off again, because they're going to need it if they want to win this pick.
They're going to need to get something going here for certain. These are only best of 9, so you can't allow your opponent to just put 3 points on the board unanswered. Zubs is going to find the first miss.
That's not what you want to see from the player who just top scored the last map and had the second best score on the first map as well, breaking early on. There goes Izzy as well, and it is already 2 FCs gone for Brazil. Fortunately, that is matched by Rafal, but there goes Defons as well. So now 1 FC on Korean Maluko against a triple full combo for Poland. And this one, not the longest, only 2.5 minutes long, so those breaks can start to have an effect early, and Brazil going to fall behind quick.
It's already getting out of hand. A triple FC. Just 1 on the other side. Nahus is going to drop one of them. It's a 2v1, but 170,000 points in favor of Poland now. A third of the way through. We're approaching that halfway mark.
Poland's going to feel pretty decent where they are right now, but the backing combo is starting to come into effect for Brazil. Defons, Zubs, and Izzy all building back up. There goes Michny. So now it is Malashevsky versus Korean Maluko, and the backing combo is actually in favor of Brazil, so they will be able to work at this lead. There is Izzy gone, but Zubs and Defons holding 400 combo apiece is going to be huge, trying to bring this one back. If Korean Maluko holds and maybe Malashevsky breaks, this could get very interesting.
It could get interesting if we see the right breaks come out, but it's still a comfortable 200k margin into the final third of the map. Brazil are going to need a little bit of magic here. They're going to need something to happen on the side of Poland. That miss from Malashevsky, or even some supporting combo would be huge.
But there goes Korean Maluko.
That is not what they needed.
Yeah, he needed to make it just a bit farther and needed to hope for Malashevsky to break, and it was not what they got. It's a big reset now for Brazil. 3 of the 4 members gone, even with Rafal and not who's breaking. Malashevsky still holds the FC, and that is really all that's going to matter because he's going to hold off all of Brazil by himself. This is the Malashevsky we know and love, able to drop these huge scores and sometimes even full combos on maps that a lot of other players struggle on, and it's enough to carry his team when they need it.
Malashevsky, signed, sealed, and delivered. 3rd point for Poland. It's going to go on the board here. Brazil facing their potential final pick next if they can't convert 1 point.
Yeah, this gets really scary really fast here, as you said, with this only being that best of 9, that early break point and the consolidation. 3-0 puts you in a serious spot of bother. And that is just a solid performance from Malashevsky. The team around him doing okay, but obviously the standout player in the lobby, top scoring it by, 400,000 points with the next best Korean Moloko down at not even 600k. Really showing the caliber of player that we have come to expect out of, consensus top 2 tournament player over the last 2 years.
Look at this! Look at this!
There it is!
Look at this! They're copying Italy!
Oh, man.
These are previous match tactics here. In the exact same position they will pick DT1. Kickstart my heart. Gotta get something started.
Yeah, I mean, you're down 3-0. You're down to what may be your last pick. Let's just throw caution to the wind and say, you know what? We go the high approach rate DT. We go the comfiest aim that's remaining in this pool. Yeah, Fremont 2 may not have gone great, but hey, we've still got another aim pick in the DT pool. We did really well in last week's double time aim pick. Might as well go back into it. Poland's going to be a scary opposition on this, but hey, USA looks like scary opposition to Italy on this map in the last match, and we saw what happened there. So, like I said, Brazil taking a page out of the Italy book, and maybe it'll work out for them too.
And here comes Kasia Barwicka. Now, with the name change, Tomaszczyk.
Yeah, and that's a scary player on maps like this. He is on this team to play mechanics maps such as this one, these aim-focused, higher BPM, higher approach rate maps. That is what he is known for. That is what he is in for. And maybe the X factor that Poland needs if somebody else has a slight downturn in performance on this map, hoping that he can make up for it if necessary. But you gotta just like their roster overall for stuff like this. That being said, as we discussed, Brazil looked really good on this last week. Zub's Korean Moloko Defan's Exotl 4-weight it. So the opportunity there for Brazil on this map.
And it's going to be nearly the same roster. It's just going to be Izzy instead of Exotl for Brazil. And here we go into round number 4. The Brazilians.
Izzy is Exotl. Izzy is Exotl, by the way. I didn't realize until just now, but that is a name change. So
oh my goodness.
Same player. I don't know why it took me 4 maps to check that, but there we are.
We're getting baited, bro.
So this is their DT1 roster from last week, identical. Name changes, very cool. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see if Brazil can pull off another 4-way on this, or if their hopes of putting a point on the board might be dashed if Poland can put up an insane score of their own. But the early breaks are coming out. It's going to be Kasia Barwicka and Korean Moloko matching early on.
So it's a slight ACK advantage for Poland at the moment. 20k. 3 minutes of double time here. That definitely won't be the deciding factor in this one.
Yeah, there's plenty of time. Early breaks aren't going to be the end of the world, and you can see the comfort level on basically everyone. The accuracy very, very high, the combo very solid. There is another break from Kasia Barwicka, though. It's not what you want to see if you're Poland. It's exactly what Brazil needs to try and take a little bit of a lead here.
And they will. Oh, but Zubs! Right as the score flips, finds a drop to trade that miss back.
Yeah, and that's pretty bad because that's, of course, 2 FCs gone. Even though the Korean Moloko miss was pretty early, you still are down 2 of the FCs now against a triple FC from Poland. And those FCs looking quite confident. 99.4 accuracy, 99.8 accuracy. So lead's going to go over.
And now it's really starting to expand here. Things are starting to hit critical mass for Brazil. 70k advantage for Poland. Halfway mark. They need to see some score capping on the side of Poland. But only Kasia Barwicka has provided misses. Everyone else looking super comfortable. Did Malashevsky miss the opening note? He is one combo behind.
Maybe he missed a slider and he still has an S rank, so not entirely sure there, but Either way, oh, well, there is an actual break from Malashevsky. That is not what you want to see if you're Poland. Your best player breaking. Fortunately for them, it's still 2 FCs against 1 and a close FC, but with Kasia Barvichka holding a better combo than Zubs, it's going to be all right.
True, but that miss from Malashevsky does give Brazil a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, but Izzy's miss is not going to help things. They now need another one from Poland, and they need it fast. They need it from Nahus or Rafal, but Defans drops, and now things are looking dire for the Brazilians.
Yeah, there's just not going to be much time left here unless Poland suffers a basically full reset with the lead growing out to 300k plus here shortly. You know, Korean Maloko can only do so much. Zubs can only do so much when you've got Rafal and Nahus holding on to these full combos. Kasia Barvichka holding a big backing combo as well. Poland just looking strong, and Brazil unfortunately unable to take advantage of those couple misses from Poland.
And this was definitely the best fight Brazil have put up yet in this match, but it's going to be a 500k win for Poland. Compliments of Nahus and Rafal.
Those are very, very solid scores from both of them. Nahus dropping, I believe that's maybe a 2-100. Really good score from him accuracy-wise on top of just the FC to begin with. And Rafal not too far behind. I mean,
look at those scores from Brazil. That's 3.6 million scored. That's a respectable score.
Yeah,
He's struggling a little bit, but I mean, nothing about Brazil's performance here was bad. Just Poland on another level today.
Yeah, there's just not much you can do when your opponents put up a score the way that Poland just did.
Yeah, and Zub said it all right there. Yeah. Against any other team.
Yeah, that score is within something like 30 or 40,000 points of the United States' score, who put up a 3.7 million in a loss. So just a bit unfortunate that these teams ran into DT1 juggernauts when they had to play this. But now Brazil backs up against the wall. Poland with all the momentum in the world, double break point going into what may be the last map of this match.
Now where do you go? You're kind of running low on the maps that are just hard skill cap. Maybe Hard Rock 2?
Yeah, Hard Rock 2, a very difficult one. Hard Rock 1, of course, if you just want to do the USA route there and go Hard Rock Tech, close out the match.
Yeah, that would be confirmed that they stole the script if they do that, you know.
You know, DT3 and Fremont 3 both available. I feel like we haven't seen a lot of the Fremont 3 in the winners bracket. We saw it a few times in some of the losers matches, but there they go. Hey,
let's go T1G.
Oh, we love to see it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh man, I opened my crystal ball for that one. The pretty lengthy combo dense Fremont speed pick, the one speed pick outside of the DT pool here. This is a cool one. You love these Fergas speed maps. I keep wanting to say DT. It is not DT. This is a very good song, very cool map, and you gotta like Poland's chances on a speed pick in this matchup.
You do. With how they play, we do see some more substitutions coming in here. For Poland, it is Jute, and for Brazil, it is Vitor Skull.
Yeah, whenever you see a big skill set change like this, you know, you're kind of expecting to see some roster changes as well. Ju, of course, a Brazilian player, so, or Ja, I'm not really sure.
Ja.
I don't really know. Ja? Is it Ja? Ja? I'm not entirely sure. But yeah,
it's Ja. We have received confirmation.
Is it Ja? Okay.
Ja.
On Ja. And Vitor Skull gonna come in as well, yeah. Raf is coming in for his first pick, the legend of Poland. He's been around quite a few times. I'm a little surprised that we didn't see him for the preceding pick, but he will be in for this speedy free mod here. And yeah, when you look at the speed picks in comparison between these two teams, this looks like a really solid one for Poland. Top scored DT2 and DT3 last week, put up great scores on DT2 and DT3 in qualifiers. Brazil was very far behind them in those scores.
Well, all right, this is going to be the last chance for Brazil as they solidify their lineups. Can they get on the board, or will it be a sweep for Poland? GLHF's in the chat. Here we go. Round number 5.
This would be a heck of a way to win your first point in a matchup like this if you are Brazil on a very high BPM, note dense speed map, not the sort of thing that they're favored on here.
Oh
and
my.
that is
my.
That is some mods, brother.
Yes.
Some mods.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, we got a lobby full of Chads, I see.
Wow. Now, I understand it, because if you are hidden only or if you are Nomad, this is a pretty dense map, so the Hard Rock kind of can make it a little easier in a way. The reading component is removed if you run Hard Rock, so you get the Hard Rock overmod. Okay. And of course, Malashevsky and Ju both going with the HDHR, hidden only for Kasia Barvishka and for Zubs. But man, oh man,
everybody else on Hard Rock. Yeah, Rafal, Rafis, Vitor Skull, and Korean Maliko on Hard Rocks. John Malice on the double mod. Wow. I mean, just how often do you see overmod, but mods on every player in the lobby? You just don't see that a lot. Rafal is going to be the first miss from Poland.
Yeah, it is rare. I mean, we are still in a relatively early round, right? It's only round of 16, so overmods aren't the craziest thing, but you don't usually see it quite to this extent. And how about that? It's going to be an early lead to Brazil with that break from Rafal, and the four-way still intact for the Brazil side. Was this a bait? They left the speed up, and they baited Poland into picking it? Question mark?
You don't know. We don't know. We may never know, but I love that confidence or just that mindset of the overmod. Go big or go home. Vitor Skull's going to miss, traded by Tomas Sheik.
And Rafis. There goes Rafis as well. It's all down to Mel.
Brazil!
Oh my, Brazil. Are they going to get their first point on a break point on a speed map? We're only a third of the way through, but it's a triple FC against a single FC, and it's a 65k lead. There goes Zubs, but it's still fine. It's still a double FC against a single FC.
It's still okay. We're approaching halfway. That miss from Zubs is going to hurt. He's going to get score cap there, but things are okay for Brazil right now. They're holding a gap. Poland is still slowly eating away that score margin, but any miss from Poland in that score bar is going to rocket to the right.
Yeah, this is in kind of scary territory now for everyone involved. You get to that halfway mark, you see these combos getting as big as they are. It's the FC for Malashevsky. It's another break. Oh boy. So you've got a big 1v1 here, right? You've got Malashevsky versus Korean Maliko. Those are super important. The only FCs left, but also you'll note Rafal on the 900 plus combo, Rafis on the 600 combo. And meanwhile, it's a bit behind on those combos for Brazil backing it up. But they have 3 backing combos against 2, so it's going to keep this pretty close. It's 1,000 combo on Rafal. That's huge.
Poland have flipped it. Well, they've had to do it the hard way, but they have flipped it. Compliments of Malashevsky winning that overmod battle, the double mod battle against Ja. But it's still only 20k.
And man, shoutouts to Malashevsky's ACK. I know I'm probably cursing him by saying that, but good lord, this man is on one on this pick. There goes Vitor Skull, backing combo gone, but Korean Maliko still holds the FC. You've got Ju, you've got Zubs, you've got backing combo. You've got backing combo for multiple members with Rafal and Rafis. There goes Tomas Sheik a couple of times. There goes Korean Maliko. That might have just ended the map right there as Malashevsky continues to hold the FC. The lone FC now gone for Brazil. Watch what that score lead is about to do.
There it goes, and that'll do it. Unless we see a double or a triple miss, and it's over. It's just over. Malashevsky doing the work, putting the final nail in the coffin. A valiant effort from Brazil. They really had a shot, really played well, and you have to admire the willingness to go overmod here. But it is going to be Poland 5-0. It is going to be an FC from Malashevsky on Hidden Hard Rock. And Poland advancing to the winner's bracket quarterfinals.
Yeah, they repeat their showing from last year in this same matchup. 5-0 round of 16 last year, 5-0 round of 16 this year. This Polish squad looking really solid, setting some great scores here today. Definitely got couple spots where they're a little rough around the edges perhaps in this match, but they got the job done, and that's what's most important. They advance onward, and get ready for this because their quarterfinal is Poland against Australia. That is a blockbuster quarterfinal the way those two teams have been playing so far this tournament.
I'm telling you, folks, this tournament is shaping up to be absolutely insane. Next week, we've got Poland, Australia. We've got United States, Canada in winner's bracket quarterfinals. These matches are going to be ridiculous. Brazil's still in the tournament. They'll continue on in the loser's bracket next week. Don't exactly know who they're playing at the moment, but we'll see here.
It's going to be a matchup against Singapore, I believe, for Brazil in losers, which That one could go either way as well. That's going to be a very solid losers bracket matchup. Those teams feel like they're on relatively similar ground in terms of where their skill set is at and where their skill cap will be. But you see that bracket, man. South Korea versus UK, a matchup that we've seen several times in the past. A new one there, Russia versus Philippines. I don't think we've seen that too often. And of course, as mentioned, the blockbusters on that other side of the bracket, Poland versus Australia, USA versus Canada. Safe to say this quarterfinals week is set to be an incredible one.
Yep, and we'll also be transitioning from best of 9s to best of 11. So first to 6 points now wins the match. Things going to get even more interesting. We've got a map pool showcase for the quarterfinals coming your way shortly. But T1G, that's going to do it for us.
That it is. You just got to take your hat off to Poland. Really well done. Brazil fought valiantly, but it was, alas, not enough to put a point up on the board. But they'll fight on. They live to fight another day. Get me excited. I am so ready for next week. I can't wait to see what the map pool showcase is going to look like. If it's anything like this week's pool, we're going to have some bangers.
Indeed, indeed. Well, we're going to take a short break while the staff gets the map pool showcase set up. We let them do their thing. In the meantime, we want to thank you guys for watching, and that's been it for the round of 16. Coming up next will be your quarterfinals map pool showcase. We'll see you next time.
And did the opposite, just being young and stupid. Oh, I haven't been all that you could have hoped for, but if you'd held on a little longer, you'd have had more reasons to be proud.